Look at Joseph Cooley. He looks so happy, but at the same time, he looks so surprised as he led his team to a national championship and the #1 team in the country throughout the college football world. Now, heads up, if you haven't caught the new series, check it out. HBCU to the Pros, where we'll be keeping up with former players from not only Alabama State, but from other HBCU schools as well. So what can you say about the Season 5 Alabama State Hornets? I mean, you could say a lot of things. Immortality, national champions, top of the college football world. This Alabama State Hornet football team will go down as one of the greatest teams of all time. We had some ups and a few downs, but nevertheless, we managed to finish the season undefeated, along with the crystal ball. Not only did we have our first Biletnikoff winner in school history, but we had the first Heisman Trophy winner in the history of HBCU football. And what a moment that was for Gene Speedy Singleton and the rest of his teammates. Season 5 was an absolutely magnificent year for Alabama State Hornet football. So let's look back at it. The first game of the season, we went down to the Swamp for the first time in school history to take on the #7 Florida Gators. And what a dog fight this was. It was pretty gritty from the jump. Lawrence Taylor Martin's forced fumble right here gave us the momentum that we needed. He had 4 more after this, along with 47 tackles and 11 sacks, along with an interception. The Hornet defense was absolutely amazing in this game. And starting quarterback Chase Herring, transferring from the Duke Blue Devils out here to Montgomery, Alabama, made this big impactful pass that led to a touchdown to Tim Brown. It was our first time playing in the game of the week. We got out of the Swamp with a 31-21 victory over Florida, and then we're back home for our season opener against another team that we've never played before, the #10 Iowa Hawkeyes. And what a game this was for Tim Brown, who had a great season. Just under 1,600 yards receiving, along with 17 touchdowns, and he was indeed the Biletnikoff Award winner. The thing with Tim Brown is that he dropped too many passes this season. He could have had a lot more. And then, of course, Gene Speedy Singleton went absolutely off in this game. He broke over 10 tackles, and he had 4 touchdown runs by himself. He was an absolute force, as well as Jason White, making this nice catch right here over the DB. But this run by Gene Speedy Singleton showed how special he really is. I can't wait to import him to Madden, because I really want to see where he goes. But anyway, we took care of Iowa State. We beat them pretty good, 45-21. And then our biggest test of the season, our first top 10 matchup in school history, going down to Lubbock to take on the Texas Tech Red Raiders. And Blake Rollins had one of the best games of his career. He had 2 interceptions in this game, along with 2 sacks. He finished the season with 6 interceptions, 4 sacks, along with 23 tackles. He had some big, impactful interceptions too in this game. Both of them killed the Texas Tech team momentum. And then, of course, we can't forget about Cedric McNeil. He had 3 interceptions on the season, along with 34 tackles. What a game this was for the Alabama State defense. For we really needed them to answer the bell. And they did, time after time after time. We beat Texas Tech 28-16, and we're back at home to take on the Big Bad Braves from Lorman, Mississippi. The Alcorn State Braves have been absolutely awful in this series, and Jason Moore is one of the reasons why. Jason Moore had 30 tackles along with 3 interceptions this season. Definitely went out on top. And then, of course, look at this strip right there by Lawrence Taylor Martin and Blake Cox recovering the fumble. Our defense was absolutely on it in this game. There was no stopping this defense whatsoever, and especially nothing stopping Lawrence Taylor Martin, because remember, he had no tackles against Texas Tech the previous week. Jamal Sykes was a force to be reckoned with in this game too. They just could not deal with that defense. And another thing about this defense is that we had our best plays, our biggest plays came from those 2 linebackers, the Bash brothers. Ryan Thompson had almost 1,200 receiving yards along with 8 touchdowns. He was named Freshman All-American in the nation, and we took care of Alcorn State. Florida A&M. This was our first time being ranked number 2. A lot of events occurred the previous week, and here we are as the number 2 team in the country. And Gene Speedy Singleton once again showed why he is the top runner for the Heisman Trophy as the season went along. The man once again had 4 touchdown runs in this game, and this defense once again showed out, especially when we needed them to. But let's take this time to show appreciation for this offensive line, because they went absolutely off this season in the run game. First, you got Corey Brown, a guy that's been here for 4 years, finally got a chance to start. 29 pancakes in his final season along with 3 sacks, only allowed 7 tackles throughout his entire career here at Alabama State. He's from Leisure City, Florida. He finishes his career as a 91 overall player. What great progress that was. Plus, he's a second team All-American. This guy right here, though, in my opinion, was the biggest disappointment. Kareem Harvey, he was a 4-star coming out of high school. He had a good start to his career. He allowed over 30 sacks in his career, along with over 40 pancakes. But nevertheless, he finished with as a 91 overall. He's also from Florida, but he's from Winter Park. Good season nevertheless. Donald Green only allowed 2 sacks all season as our starting center, 6 sacks throughout his career, 18 pancakes. He goes away as an 86 overall, and he's from Elba out of Alabama, down there in the south region of the state. Last but not least, you have Jesse Smith from Redstone Arsenal, Alabama. We took him from Alabama A&M territory. So he finishes his college career with 91 overall rating, and he's only allowed 2 sacks his entire career here. What a great offensive line we had. But back to the Florida A&M game. So there goes Gene Speedy Singleton running one of his 4 touchdown runs in this game. He was absolutely amazing against Florida A&M. Jason White had 590 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns this season. A great end to an up and down college career. But we took care of Florida A&M, and we're back at home, and this time we're taking on Bethune-Cookman. Now, this was the start of a pattern that will continue for the rest of the season. There goes Chase Herring. He had one of the best games of his career in this game. But this game was absolutely nuts. We started off bad. Our defense finally came up with a big play thanks to Lawrence Taylor Martin getting the strip on the running back right there. And then Jamal Sykes with the forced fumble right here. Jamal Sykes led the team in tackles and sacks along with 3 forced fumbles. He was absolutely crazy this season. But this game will be remembered for the 4th quarter explosion that occurred after the big run by Gene Speedy Singleton. We absolutely blew up in the 4th quarter and scored 35 points to get away from the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. But this play right here by Gene Speedy Singleton will be remembered as one of the Heisman moments for this season, and remembered for a long time by Hornet fans. We destroyed the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats in the 4th quarter, and we had to go down to Houston, Texas to take on the Texas Southern Tigers. This game right here was pretty gritty from the start. We had no scores in the second half until this punt return right here by Gene Speedy Singleton. And then we found some rhythm on offense, and eventually we had to get some stops on defense. But once again, we had to put on a great 4th quarter performance to get away from this team and eventually lock up the victory. This right here, the play fake, Chase Herring to Tim Brown, and he dives into the end zone, is one of the best plays of this season. A great pass that was by Chase Herring. And of course, Jamal Sykes making his presence known in the backfield, forcing fumbles, one of the 3 forced fumbles he caused as we ran away with this game in the 4th quarter. Taking care of the Texas Southern Tigers, we beat them 45-22. Then we went down to Baton Rouge, Louisiana to take on the Southern Jaguars, who wasn't having a stellar season up to this point. It was our first time going up against a former teammate in Kenny Gaston, who was now the starting running back for the Southern Jaguars, and he was having a pretty good season. But we had to take care of business. As you see, Ryan Thompson hauling in that touchdown pass right there. Now, we also started out bad in this game, but the defense came up with some good plays for us that we really desperately needed. Then we also got this big punt return right here by Gene Speedy Singleton, and this was something that we needed very badly because we was really struggling on offense at times. But eventually Chase Herring went down with an injury, and then he was out for the next 2 games. So then we had to have Bobby Newton come in and finish out the game for us. There goes Lawrence Taylor Martin picking up that pass right there. On a side note, Bob Smith did get his first touchdown catch of his collegiate career. Oh, I forgot about that. Here it is right here. He had 281 receiving yards on the season along with 3 touchdowns. We took care of Southern. We improved the 8-0, and then we got the Magic City Classic back in the Gunk Town. The greatest Magic City Classic of all time. What an ending that was. It started off on this drive, 10 seconds left in the game. We converted a 4th and 3 on a halfback direct, an OP play in this game. And then this pass from Bobby Newton, who had 797 passing yards and 11 touchdowns on the season, found Tim Brown downfield, who caught his 3rd touchdown of this game. And we took care of Alabama, and we escaped the Magic City Classic with a victory. So then we're 9-0. We're going down to Jackson, Mississippi. It's raining, it's soaking wet, but we got to take care of the Jackson State Tigers. And there goes Jamal Sykes, getting the only safety that we will see in this season. And of course, Bobby Newton did the damn thing, finding Tim Brown on this play, and eventually he went in for a touchdown. We were struggling really bad in this game, and once again, we had to do another 4th quarter performance in order to get away from them. But on a great note right here, on that carry right there, Gene Speedy Singleton went over 2,000 yards on the season. But Jason White mossed not only 1, but 2 DBs in this game. This first catch right here went for a touchdown, and then the other one was just absolutely unfair. The senior out of Prattville really showed out in this game, showed the potential he could have had he had stayed healthy and kept improving during the offseason. But nevertheless, we took care of Jackson State. We beat them 50-28, and then his senior day is the season finale versus the Grambling State Tigers. And it was anything but easy. We had Jason Moore pick off this pass in the end zone as Grambling was driving, and that made a huge difference. But Gene Speedy Singleton went off in this game. 2,700 yards rushing, 37 touchdown runs, and of course, he was the Heisman Trophy winner, he was the Doak Walker winner, and the Maxwell Award winner. But Chase Herring had one of the best games of his career. He had just under 3,000 yards passing along with 23 touchdown passes, and he had a rough start to the season, but he finished pretty strong. I can't be mad at him. He did a pretty good job. And he had 4 or 5 touchdown passes in this game, including this game winner right here, the Tim Brown. And eventually we needed a defensive stop in order to seal the game. We beat Grambling 45-42, and then of course we got the SWAT championship game versus the Mississippi Valley State Delta Devils, a surprising team. We were down 14-0 in this game, and eventually we finally got it together. But Josh Sis came out with this big interception right here. 39 tackles on the season and this long interception. Another cat that caught a pick in this game was Blake Clayton, the true sophomore. 30 tackles and 2 interceptions on the season. I really wish that we could get some more turnovers at the safety positions. But this run right here sealed off the deal for Mississippi Valley State. We beat them by 10. And then 1 week later, history was made. Tim Brown won the Bolitnikoff, first in school history, but Gene Speedy Singleton took home the most prolific award in college football. Winning the Heisman Trophy by a landslide. Look at that. Take that back. 526 first place votes. 2,046 total points. Wow, what a season it was for Gene Speedy Singleton. And then after that, of course, the national championship game against the mighty Oklahoma Sooners, a team that was looking to repeat as national champions, but we was not going to allow it. This big play right here, we was down by 10 points, and Bob Smith made this big catch right here that would lead to an eventual touchdown run right here by the Heisman Trophy winner, Gene Speedy Singleton. And we got back into the game just like that. And then eventually we drove downfield again, and then Leon Henderson surprisingly made some big plays and got into the end zone. Then once again, we're down. They had a big kick return that just changed the aspect of the game, and we had to make a last-minute drive that will be known as one of the greatest drives in the history of college football. That big catch by Jason White. The halfback direct play right here by Gene Speedy Singleton. This run right here by Leon Henderson gave us first and goal, and it was no turning back from there. And then eventually we give it to Gene Speedy Singleton, the Heisman Trophy winner, and he bullied his way into the end zone for a touchdown over Benjamin Allen, the Lombardi Trophy winner from the Oklahoma Sooners. We pulled it off. We pulled off a big upset. We beat the Oklahoma Sooners 35-31, and just like that, we are national champions. Season 5 was great, but Season 6 just might be a big challenge for us. Our team is going to look completely different next season because I think a lot of people are going to be gone. So join us next time for the off season. Peace.